rings. Look who's here. Instagram star. Yeah, I made one cat video of them talking. And see if I can make another one maybe this weekend. Those are kind of fun to have some, just something different. Yeah, just just testing the waters out. So as for the YouTube band, there's not much I can say about it. I appealed it. It might be a couple of days. I messaged on Twitter, YouTube on there, and they can they give you a bit of a status, which was nothing. So it could be a week before I find out. Whatever. It might. It's hard to say why my channel was taken down. It might have been a bot. It's hard to really say what. That does happen. Who knows? But yeah, it's there's a lot of very large conspiracy channels that are out there. It's all conspiracy, and they have 100,000 followers, and they're fine. And I get kicked off, so I'm usually pretty careful about that stuff, and I don't talk about Israel. So there's no freedom of speech on YouTube. Basically, the CIA ran, whatever you want to call it. And Priscilla's doing, I don't know what she's doing. So, it's supposed to be going to Facebook groups, but I don't see it working, or who knows what's going on anymore. So I believe everything's working to plan. I guess I can check see if there's anything going on. Yeah. Anyway, so all right, we're going to World Builders, and then to the Royal Family and cloning, and see where that goes. At least here I can go into more conspiracy stuff, a little bit more. So that's the brighter side of it. Yeah, so this might just be the direction. Just do it on Rumble and everything else. And like I say, Facebook doesn't really ever do anything to my stuff usually that I'm aware of. I can check to see if it's even working. It looks like it is. I don't know why I feel like checking this stuff. Usually I just ignore it, but hopefully it's working. So just nobody. I don't know if anyone's watching or not, but anyway. So yeah, there's Twitter. I'm not sure if that's going to be going anywhere. We'll see. The World Builder energy is just elite frequency. I don't know. I just picked up on that vibes to get their perspective of where we're going through. There's definitely a lot of timeline shifts. I don't know if it's timeline wars. It's definitely timeline shifts that are occurring around us. And what else is going on? But as for the royal family, Kate, she's getting sick recently, but she switched over. The queen had a lot of near death or like a fake news death messages out there. So, I wouldn't be surprised. Of course, Biden probably dies every day. They probably put a new one in maybe a couple hours. So he's pretty much brain dead at this point. So whatever that's going on there, they're definitely testing things out with him for sure. Testing out new technologies. However you want to look at that. So I'm going to comment price sessions. The scheduler. We have a shop here. And I have X. Let's see if I'm streaming on X, so it's working. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that one. Yeah, I've been streaming on Twitter forever. I haven't got much attention at all. Yeah, maybe I get banned on anyway. So I'm not sure. I mean, YouTube is convenient for watching, but I'm not sure if it really affects me in the long run. I guess I'll find out. We'll see. See how long I last after this. So, all right. Yeah, thank you for your support. If you want to send support, feel free because, we're in uncharted territory here. But yeah, they've been wanting to get rid of me for a while recently. So, even if I deleted a bunch of videos, I'm not sure if that would have done anything. That is one method, just delete everything. I mean, you back it up somewhere, but I have that, but nobody subscribes to it, so not any. So that's what I mean. It's like, is there any interest in anything I'm doing? It's like, I don't always get the indication that there is a whole lot of care out there. So that might be another reason why I got pulled off. It's like, agenda is or my mission is coming to an end, so we'll see. I'll still be doing this though here as long as however long I need to do it. So all right, we're going to the world builders, just get their perspective. I'll be tapping into them and just let them say whatever they have to say. We go to the royal family and that cesspool. And of course, the queen is still roaming around with her arrogant self. I think feels like she's a lot younger, like 16 or something like that. Still want people to worship her and everything like that. But that's right. This came to mind too. Some of the spiritual community or the healers or teachers or some of them trying to build a name for themselves are some of them are using their magic to manipulate people, and that's something different. Right. And some of them have to grow up still. And sometimes it's hard to teach the teacher. Sometimes they walk around all arrogant, but they're not realizing their own issues. They're narcissists. Yeah, some of them are just complete narcissists. Definitely went to a couple of years ago. Went to a convention or whatever, get together, and one of the healers are just complete narcissists. You can just feel a mile away. I didn't put much energy into it, but it's like, just some of the comments she was saying was just so juvenile. Behind people's backs, of course. And this is like a spiritual healer, so it's like, you still have a lot of growing up to do. Isn't that nice? So it's like teenager mentality, like sweet 16, or maybe just a lot of arrogance there. This is like an older person. It's like, geez, it's like, I think she also had an older lady with her too. They're kind of both the same, kind of very arrogant, like privilege. Definitely had that kiss the ring, right? Yeah, and that's in the spiritual community. That's a healer. They can't heal themselves. I'm not sure if they're healing anybody for that matter, but whatever. I guess that's where delusion comes in. So anyway. So all right, we're going to the world builders. I might get a whole lot of messages from them, so I'll just bring them through and go from there. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings with the world builder consciousness. You can say some of us are Anunnaki, some of us are Elohim. Some of us are beings that you never heard of and probably never will. You can say we are giants of the cosmos. Not necessarily of an ego sense, but just giant-like beings that, yes, live in space, non-physical, but realize the physicality is necessary, especially a world like this. A world like this came from other realities, several different realities, kind of like a problem child, but a necessary child. It's a wake-up call for the universe itself. The universe needs it to clear its own nonsense that's going through. But it brought in a lot of unnecessary challenges. And so this world is, one of the planets is kind of defining its fate. Um, Take it forever you will, but it's like if this world is destroyed, in some respect, the universe would be destroyed also. Because it's so many souls here, because of the traumas they've been through, the soul growth, however you want to look at it, have a connection here. So think like the beings that have, it's like it's a university, it's a school. Now it might be the ghetto, but still a school, and it just has such a heavy, impact that it's, yes, it can go away one day, and it will. But for like you have your old universities currently, like Oxford University and so on. Of course, then again, you have your ancient Greeks and all that. A lot of their stuff was, well, a lot of those were temples were destroyed on purpose to hide information. On a planetary level, that can happen, but not on this planet. So think like this world is uncovering a lot of secrets of the universe itself. Like the universe itself has to grow up also. There's a lot of juvenile energies here. Conniving, arrogance within the universe itself. Not to say everyone is like that, no, but the universe consciousness is very arrogant. Meaning, like, yeah, just the soul of the universe. The madman that created this, or mad woman, or whatever you want to call it, consciousness that is, and this is very esoteric, but it was like the physical was brought in to teach the non-physical lessons, but also for the two to get along. Sort of like light and dark are getting to this. So you have physical and non-physical that have to battle it out and to make peace with each other, which is not happening currently. Now, some of you don't have a war at all, but so think of like when you're, your energy, you have an energy field. Yes, the energy field is your soul, and it's building a soul building process always occurring, no matter what. Yes, you can get everything you want in life, and there is a growth. Of course, then when you start abusing it, that makes things interesting. It's one thing about the universe here. It's like, we give you everything and you throw it out the window, and then we're all like, oh, now you got our attention. Because a lot of times souls are here, they're like, oh, you guys are boring. When you start screwing things up and going the wrong way, then we can all relate to that. First off, it just shows some animation, some life to it. So you can say that's why a lot of incarnations here feel like they need to sabotage themselves or act like they're at an animal party where they've lost their freaking minds. It's almost as if the souls here are trying to prove themselves to the universe. Hey, look, I can torture myself and sort of survive it. I can torture myself and then be cursed the rest of my life. A curse that they put on themselves. That's usually, they usually just put themselves through all these traumas and just they can't get themselves out. It's like, okay, well, that was a mistake. So it's kind of twisted. But then again, isn't that what this world's all about? It's also to, you can say, make peace with the devil or make friends with the devil. Doesn't mean you all have to do it, but become aware of it, to heal its darkness, balance it out. It's, but think about balance on a planetary level. Like, can't all the worlds in this universe just get along? No, but they could. Why bother with that? But this planet is, like I said, so much emotion, traumas, anger, hatred for itself, fakeness. A lot of people get jobs and they have to pretend they're somebody that they're not, or just in general society. Now, some of you obviously have no choice, but then you have like some of these bosses are, well, they've been programmed too. Some of them are very innocent, actually. But there are some that are programmed. They just want to just program the minions. Like you want to antagonize them. Here, act, suck up to me, whatever it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Ego trip energies and a lot of juvenile frequencies going on there. But there is a lot of innocence here that still hasn't been explored. Basically, the good sides of this reality, basically, nature also can be healed. You shouldn't have to go out into a forest or anywhere and get attacked by a tree energy or some kind of, nature can be a lot kinder. Of course, humanity is going through Mother Nature's curse. So nature itself has a connection to the Akashic records, like your ancient Atlantean energies and all that. You can say, they can, doesn't mean you can walk over to a tree and ask them, like, what's the history of the universe? You never know. They might give you some kind of version of it. You never, it might just say that's how you get lost. Like the trees around this area aren't exactly the happiest due to the low frequencies that this environment attracts. Selfishness, that hasn't quite healed. There's actually Orion energies here of just programming society. Society is kind of like in a zombie state. Not everyone, but there's quite a bit, as you can see. Someone trying to break out and just don't know how. It's called normalcy. Normal zombie, just, you have to do things to be a certain person to make it in the world. And that can drive people insane. I do know. Brings you the consciousness of the royal families. There is this Anunnaki presence. You're always going to hear that, aren't you? There's a draconian energy to control society using the puppeteers of your majesty, your royal families. That's just connected to the impaler, the Draco, whatever his name is. The Slayer. It's basically that bloodlines are being ruled in the past, and it's like a blood sacrifice going on currently. As for cloning of these individuals, there's a lot of, well, when you think about it, the royal family are recycled people. They're kind of vanilla, not all, but quite a few of them are. Diana was not one of them. You say she rebelled against being a paper mache person, a sellout. Well, she went in like a warrior to heal that frequency, to battle it. You can say she knew she was going to lose, but she had to do it anyway. For whatever reason, bring her kids into the world. Harry is tapping into a lot of her consciousness. Now, can he handle it? No. He's doing the best he can. William is checked out. And Kate feels that she's just, had enough of it. But there's other copies of her here, of course, that would just, it's all by the numbers. Well, luckily humanity goes by looks, attractiveness, and that's one of its downfalls, as you can see, because it's easily swayed by that. It's like, no, not by all, but some people just could care less about any of this, understood. But some of you do see the black magic that's going on. Like there's the royal family is kind of like a voodoo doll for the people to program it to keep it calm, keep it you don't want to overthrow us, do you? Do you really want to do that? Look at us, we're just so attractive. It's true though. It does come to mind where the people turn against us, like what happened in France, and during the French Revolution. So the French are just they're still kind of out there, as you can see. And a lot of that went into the U.S. into America too, America right now is going through like a self-destructive energy, especially with food, chemical warfares. Well, not everyone, but there is a lot of just self, but it's also discovering yourself too. Surviving manipulation of, yes, normalcy. That's what has been programmed. Some of that is Anunnaki, but that's also an accepted, you know, avatar, a accepted type of reality that's been built here. That some of you are breaking free now, like in New York City, where you have all those criminals. A lot of them are trying to actually break out of the system matrix. Actually, yes, and going about it maybe is not the best way. Some of them are becoming animalistic because they're losing their minds. They can't handle the slowness of this reality. Some of them actually are speeding up, but then they take a criminal matter. Well, it's aggression. It's hell in the mind that there's some of them are going through. So in New York City has such a manipulation around it, Archon frequency to drive people insane. It's done well. Some people can bypass it. Others feel like it's sucking the life out of them. It's a jungle. It's a jungle, but it's kind of a trap also because there's a lot of time traveling frequencies. I mean, it is if you can make it work for you, it can be very educational, but it's not for everybody. Yeah, sometimes you just stay out of it. It's not worth it. Well, because some of you on your path can easily be attacked in an environment like that because they're in their territory. So sometimes when you're living in a boring suburb, it's probably for the best. Due to, I mean, you have the internet, you have all these things. You don't need to go to some of these places because unless you want to pick your battles. But you can choose to not go through physical aggression. Not that you're looking for it, but others might be looking for it because they can see what you are. So, but as for the royal family frequency, it's just basically a program that people, which those don't have grip on themselves, are not ready to believe in themselves, and so you have like a alien race programming society once again, and just in denial of any alien activity, at least for now, unless it works for them. Unless telling people you're an alien is good for PR. Right now, not so much. So, yeah, we'll just leave you with that. Let you process what you need to pick up on.